So a long time ago, Sienna and I took a road trip in a galaxy that's the same as ours. And now it's so many years later, and oh how the times have changed. With a ring light for every phone. Back then, we would be like, what is a ring light? What do you mean for your phone?
You couldn't even do it on your phone. Yeah.
What phone?
Well,
Your flip phone.
welcome to the podcast where it's all about living your love story and making your life and world a story where love wins. My name is Sienna.
And my name is Toast. We've been partners in life, love, and music since 2001. Welcome to our podcast.
Welcome, everyone. Happy Sunday.
We are releasing these episodes on Sundays for now.
We are going to try a Sunday. And let me just say that for years and years and years and years and years of doing the podcast, I've always wanted to release on a Sunday. But everyone under the sun in the podcast world will say the best days to release are Tuesday and Wednesday, but we're not going to listen to those
Yeah,
things
F
anymore.
that. Oh, well.
We're going to just do what we want.
We have, that's what we kind of do anyway.
COVID has taught us, do what you want.
Yeah.
With the exception of seeing anybody or touching anyone.
Yeah, except inhaling their coughs. Don't do that.
Okay, anyways, we've had to be creative in the year 2020, and that continues. So, happy Sunday. Hopefully you have found our new release on a Sunday and you are enjoying it with your coffee and just relaxing.
It could be just Sunday in your heart.
Yes. All right.
Just a reminder also, we're planning to release about 1 to 2 episodes a month.
Yes.
At this point.
We have decided that.
For now. So just,
Hang in
so
there
you
with
know.
us. We're juggling a few things, and I think everything will find its place. Mm-hmm. So let's see where things land. I wanted to share, because it was just so delicious, a new recipe that we tried this past weekend. Now I posted it, but it was just so good. It was so good that I stopped after 2 bites and had to post it. I had to share this amazing recipe. And so basically the recipe is a vegan alfredo, which is like a cream sauce without cream. And it was just so rich and delicious, but not thuddy. So it didn't make you just feel like a slug and you needed to.
Not so dense and greasy and creamy in that kind of mealy-mouthed way.
Well, it just you didn't need to take a nap after it, right? Mm-hmm.
Didn't knock you over.
It was so fantastic. The recipe, you can find it on Detoxinista. Detoxinista is the website, detoxinista.com. And she has amazing recipes. But just enter in vegan Alfredo. You will find it. So good. And not only did we make that recipe of hers, we also made her vegan mushroom bacon, which you can also find on her site. And the bacon is made from shiitake mushrooms, which have a strong taste on their own. But when you bake it, it's bacon. Right?
It reminds me of that dog food
God.
commercial, right?
Bacon
Bacon!
bits.
It's bacon, 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 bacon!
Oh my God, Toast. You sounded like that dog.
I do?
Yeah.
Okay. Well.
You could make us some.
I don't know. We might have to pay them now, you know.
Okay. So back to the recipe. Well, I'm taking so long telling this story, but it was so good. You make your whatever kind of pasta you use. Toast and I do a buckwheat pasta, and you do the Alfredo sauce. You put that on there, and then you crumble your crispy mushroom bacon bits on the top, and I swear it's so good. Here's what I will say though. The amount of salt in the bacon recipe, way too much for our taste anyways. And Toast is a salt monster.
I love salty stuff, but even that was pretty salty for me.
So it calls for a heaping spoonful of salt. I don't remember the exact measurement, but I would say go level and it'll still be pretty great. So, okay. Just
And
had to say
that
So
is
good.
your meal recommendation for this episode. It was really good, though. And I think, with all of this extended quarantine stuff, sidebar, it's almost going to be a year since we went into, this whole
Almost a year.
COVID and quarantine and lockdowns and all of that sort of thing. And back then, it was like, it's been 7 days in quarantine. It's been 30 days. And now here we are a year later, and it's kind of like we have stopped counting.
Yeah.
Because there's so much more to pay attention to. But anyway, okay. So I think because we have really reduced the amount.
Did you hear my gurgle? Is that my gurgle on the thing?
I don't know.
Okay. Anyway, sorry about the gurgle. Why do we gurgle? Why do we gurgle like that?
That's a research project
when you're just not
us.
doing anything, and then it's like, what is that? What is that?
I don't know. It has to do with physics, I think.
Anyways, let's go. Come on.
I was just going to say how food and home cooking has become a greater source of entertainment.
Yes.
Because,
Yep.
you kind of start to get bored, I guess, with the repertoire that you may have.
The meals you have in rotation.
Yeah, of what you can cook. And then so when you have something new, it becomes like, wow! So the Alfredo.
So yes,
the
do you
bacon,
think it could have some of that in there?
I'm sure that was a factor in our enjoyment and our excitement.
I really hope people enjoy it because I really did.
Good.
And I hope that was true. Yeah. Okay, so we're going to move on to the topic today. And so ages ago, why are we even talking about this? We're talking about one of our first road trips, or actually the first road trip we ever took, Toast and I. We're talking about it because very recently, and we mentioned this in the last podcast, we were asked to do a short music video for Romero Creations.
And Romero Creations is a designer, more importantly. They do amazing designs of...
This is an amazing family.
Yeah,
very talented family.
Specialty ukuleles. They have a whole bunch of different types of ukuleles, but they also do like these really creative like parlor guitars and travel guitars. So check it out, romerocreations.com. But we have one of their tiny tenor ukuleles. And so this video is just us doing a song with the tiny tenor ukulele.
Yes. And as we were preparing to do it and deciding, okay, what songs should we do? we realized, we have written a handful of songs with our friend Daniel Ho, who's a 6-time Grammy Award winner. And he's a composer, a producer. He does like pretty much everything.
Yeah, he's the Swiss Army knives of audiophile and music composition. Yeah.
And actually, every song that we've co-written with him, he's released, but we've never done a version on our own, right?
Right.
So this time we thought, well, this is perfect. Let's do one of those songs. So we did. And it should be coming out sometime in March. Romero Creations will post it sometime in March. That's what they were thinking of doing. But just even making this video at home and trying to, still keep it casual, but then because everyone knows you're at home, but not so casual that, your dishes are on the
act like you
sink. Care. Right.
Yeah.
And then when you add a very curious cat to the mix who makes a lot of sounds, eats loudly and
smacks
loves
his lips,
to run
smacks his cat lips.
past us and loves to jump up and pat the mic. It's like, then it gets very interesting. So in the process of creating this video, we remembered our first road trip that Toast and I ever took, and it was to do a music video for Hawaiian Airlines that they could play on their flights for the people,
the
flying to
in-flight
Hawaii.
entertainment.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it was with Daniel.
Yes.
We actually know each other because of Daniel.
Oh, yes.
Because
yes, we do.
Well, it's a
Right.
combination of Daniel and the concert producer for one of Daniel's concerts.
Yeah.
So Sienna was a part of the concert that Daniel was doing. And I got to be the opening act. So that's how we first met.
And she was
Long
such a
story
great...
short.
Yes. And we've talked about...
Yeah, we talked about
like
that
how
already.
we met, all this stuff, right? So you can, if you're a new listener, you can go back and...
Good luck searching for it among the hundreds of episodes. But
Anyways.
anyway, okay, that was a short story. But soon after we met,
But
what?
wait.
Sienna is
wait.
holding up her hand, being like,
I have to
slow your
say-
roll.
Because
Slow your roll.
I think it's just hilarious that we met each other because you were the opening act, and that I got so excited when I heard your sound check and realized it was you, because I didn't know it was going to be you.
Okay.
I had no clue.
Okay.
We had just come, Daniel, myself, and a bunch of other artists had just come from a performance on Oahu. We flew to the Big Island where we were scheduled to do another performance, and that was where Toast was the opening act. And when I heard your sound check, I was just like, oh my God, it's that person. And I was so excited because I had heard your CD previously from Daniel, who showed it to me and said, hey, you should work with this person.
And you should marry her.
Well, it went more like, hey, you should work with this person. She's from the Big Island. Isn't your family from the Big Island? And I said, yeah. And then he flipped over the CD and he goes, you think she's gay? And I said, totally. Then I played the
That's
CD.
some strong gayness, boy.
And then I played the CD, and from the first track, I was like, oh my God, I have to work with her.
Oh my God, CDs.
I know.
When was the last time you bought a CD
I know,
from a
but-
store?
But here's what, though. Like, I love CDs.
I love
I mean, the cases
liner
are
notes.
irritating, but I love CDs
Those
for the
damn
liner
jewel
notes.
cases freaking break
I
so
cannot
easily.
stand it. And opening them, like that cellophane.
Yeah, that cellophane thing.
Jeez.
Remember they had those little tools to open it? It's like, hello, you just need a knife. But yeah.
But no, I love liner notes. Oh my gosh, I love liner notes.
And
so
the
anyways,
artwork, like the whole visual.
yes, it's a whole journey.
The whole visual presentation of the project is part of the
Goodness.
project.
It's so sad. Okay. So anyways, so Daniel was really instrumental in introducing us. And
I'm sorry. I just.
are you?
Can I
Why?
say something?
Yes.
I just before we move on from the CD nostalgia and complaining about lack of liner notes and stuff like
Okay.
that, I just wanted to remind myself and just point out, like, it's really interesting how the technology of music influences our personal experience of it. And of course, you and I grew up in a time where the visual aspect was part of the deal. Cover art, liner notes.
Mm-hmm.
And now that we don't have that as part of the deal in a normal way because it's all Spotify and Apple Music and you just tap and listen and that's it for the most part. And we bitch and moan about that. It's interesting for me to remind myself that, well, before there was cover art and liner notes, it was mostly just radio and artists performing live over the airwaves.
Yeah.
Or on a simple, 45 disc. That's it.
Yeah.
There was no liner notes. And so it's interesting to kind of take in that maybe now in 2020 or 2021, we're used to experiencing music in a way that those who lived like what is it now? 70 years ago or more, experienced music. You know what I mean? How things kind of come and go. Okay. And that's the end of my rant.
All right.
Sorry.
What are we? I'm like,
see, that's why I'm
what
sorry.
are we talking about?
So we're talking about CDs and Daniel.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And the road trip.
So then, so one of our first projects with Daniel was to do this video for Hawaiian Airlines, as we mentioned.
Yeah, and this is way back in the day.
We flew to or drove. I don't even remember.
We totally drove.
Did we drive?
It was my first time going to Las Vegas.
Okay, so we went to Vegas.
And we drove.
And we,
From
California. It was such a different time because like here there's a hired videographer
with a professional video camera.
And he had his daughter who was an assistant who managed all the light thingamajigs and those giant silver
reflector
things.
thingies.
And then his wife was a makeup artist. Annie, we gotta love Annie. Annie was just,
oh my God, Annie.
She just made us laugh. She was so funny and fun. So they had this giant home in Vegas and we stayed there, I remember. But we got there. It was supposed to be a rest day. But it was such a beautiful day that the videographer had said, you folks game for something? And we were like, yeah, sure. Little did we know, we ended up hiking Cathedral Rock in the late afternoon.
Wedge heels.
I had wedge heel because we didn't know we were hiking. I don't think he knew either. We were just getting to a scenic area in our makeup and outfits and instruments to take some video, right? But then it was just so beautiful and inspiration was just calling to him. We ended up hiking up and taking turns carrying the guitar, right? But we had no water. Annie had one row of Fig Newtons, and thank God. Thank God for Annie and the Fig Newtons because, that kept our blood sugar level and got up to the top, tried not to look so sweaty. She fixed all our makeup. And then we had to rush getting down because the light was leaving.
And you don't want to be caught in the dark, in the desert, in wedge heels.
No, and then bees were going around Annie's Fig Newtons, and then she hurt her ankle.
I was just going to say,
and someone had to carry her down.
And she jumped on the videographer's back.
Yes.
Oh!
I mean, it was
my God.
It was something, right? It was something. So anyways, that was our first giant adventure doing a video. And boy, have times changed because now for this next one for Romero Creations,
well, there's
many years later.
Yeah, I mean, there's hardly any comparison because
I know that was funded by Hawaiian Air. And it was like this whole thing, but still, it's like now in this day and age, you
just take your phone out of your
we've
back
all
pocket.
kind of learned. Yeah, you have. Many people have iPhones.
Yeah.
It's so easy to get a ring light. You can have nice lighting, a good video, and
it's just not about the technology so much, I guess, nowadays. Unless, I guess, maybe you're talking about drones and stuff. That's a whole nother thing. You can just freaking get a drone on Amazon now, too. Right? I mean, I've seen them, so I've heard. Anyway.
Yeah.
The thing that I actually remember the most about that trip is the experience of driving from California to Vegas, because that was the first time I'd ever done a road trip in the United States. The one before that was in Australia. That was my first experience of a road trip ever in Australia. And I remember, having been born and raised in Hawaii, it's like there's only so much you can drive.
Right.
But when you're on this continent, it's like, Oh my God.
Did you ever pet a koala? Did you ever go to those tourist places where you could hold them?
No.
Because I heard they're pretty cute, but their claws are pretty sharp.
Yeah, they look sharp.
They're so cute. Did you ever see them
All
in the
animals
wild?
are badasses. Compared to humans, all animals are badasses. They have claws, they're super strong, they're fast.
But did you ever see them and like see kangaroos going
I saw
by?
kangaroos and I saw dingoes and I saw
Oh my
emu,
goodness.
but I don't remember seeing koalas in the wild.
They're so cute. Oh my goodness. They're so cute.
They are.
I can't even take it.
Yeah.
It's so cute.
But yeah, I remember driving, just seeing Las Vegas, the city, come into view,
Yeah.
from out of the desert. And I was like, wow, human beings are really, we're something.
Yeah.
Like we take all of our technology and look at what we do.
Yeah.
It's really weird.
Vegas is weird. But anyways, so just making this video for Romero Creations just brought up all these other memories that we have and experiences that we had. And then Mr. Bear.
Our cat Bear.
Oh gosh, Bear. Who does make an appearance in the
right.
Romero Creations video. Yeah. So hopefully if you all see it, you will enjoy Bear's portion. I'm glad he made the cut. I was crossing my fingers. Let's hope he makes it in there.
It's like, what do they call those? Stage mom. Stage mom. You're like, look at my child.
He's so cute and he's so game. He's like, hey, what are you doing? Yeah, okay, I'll do that. What else? Hey, what are you cooking? Oh, let me see. Let me go over there and
nosy.
sniff that bowl.
That's what we call ni'ele.
Yeah.
That's the Hawaiian word for being
He is
nosy.
Ni'ele.
Well, he's a cat.
But he's FOMO too. He has major FOMO, this cat. He can be zonked out on the third floor, like zonked out in his bed, deep sleep. We go downstairs to the first floor and we're doing something. It's not loud, we're not making a racket, but we might be down there doing something. And within minutes, here he is, he appears and he just shows up. What are you all doing? How dare you start without me? What is going on? What is happening here? He just knows, he has that sense like, oh, they're doing something without me. Right? I'm not making that up.
No, you're
How
not
many
making
times
that up.
has
You're
that
not,
happened?
you're not.
He really does.
Animals in quarantine.
Okay, but wait. We have to... I feel like maybe we're misleading the people on the video.
Okay, we don't want to do that.
No. And I think it's because we referred to the other video that we did for Hawaiian Airlines.
Okay.
Which sounds like, ooh, that's a big video.
Oh, like it's a
music
video.
So the video for
Like
Romero
an MTV
Creations
style video.
is meant to be an at-home getting to know the artists behind the music, playing the ukulele, and it really is meant to be a homey type video. So we just want to prepare you all. It's not like,
We're not on location. Well, we are on location in our house.
In our house,
Somewhere in our house.
And truly, we will tell you that we actually ended up doing the video in our stairwell because the stairwell, when you come down the stairs, the landing is right at the lanai, so we get all the natural light coming in from that part of the house. And despite having a ring light and whatnot, when we set it up in other areas, natural light really is the best thing, despite the ring lights.
Mother Nature, you cannot beat Mother Nature.
Right. So we ended up not using any lights and just used the light from, which is why we're in a stairwell.
The power and light that comes from that comes from the sun.
Yeah.
Which is all power and light.
So anyhow, okay, we hope you have a wonderful day, and we will be back again in a couple of weeks.
Take care.
Until next time, this is Sienna.
And this is Toast. Always reminding you to live your love story.